weeks. Well, Governor Neil Abercrombie will, of course, deliver his first State of the State address this morning. It starts at 10 a.m. this morning at the state capitol, and Abercrombie is expected to deliver the details of his plans for change and cover everything from furloughs to the economy and education. And joining us live in studio now on what we can expect during today's address is someone who's covered the state legislature for 22 years, Denby Fawcett, former KITV reporter and our political analyst here this morning. Good morning, Denby, and welcome back. Thanks for joining us here this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be back. Thank you, Kenny.
So, Denby, let's talk a little bit about what we can expect from the governor here this morning during his State of the State address. What will be the form of his speech? What can we expect in the content?
Well, it's a 40-minute speech, but they haven't left time out for applause. And then, you know, Neil Abercrombie, he can run off. You know, he's one of the best extemporaneous speakers in this state. And interestingly, in this speech, as Mahealani mentioned, he's going to be using a teleprompter, which he's never used in any speech before. He usually, at the most, has note cards with a few ideas. But in this speech, you can expect to see the same themes of his campaign brochure, A New Day for Hawaii, in which he emphasized, first of all, the economy, the need for more jobs, the need to get people working, and education. He'll mention in this speech, I'm certain, his great affection for early education. Neil Abercrombie's a great believer of intervening when a child's brain is just beginning to form, when there's a lot of hope, for getting someone on the right track to be educated. And then, of course, his other great theme of making Hawaii independent in energy and in food.
And many of his critics say that he hasn't given enough details. Can we expect surprises during this speech today? What specifically can we expect?
The surprise that they're talking about that I've heard is going to be an appeal to each person in Hawaii, labor unions, regular citizens, big business people, to give up something.
More taxes.
Well, it's going to, yes, it's always about money. It's always about the purse strings. And Neil Abercrombie will talk about something that he will give up even himself. And I'm not sure what that is, but one thing he is looking at is cutting labor 5%. Also, for people, high income earners, they can look to maybe bills that will ask to have their pensions, state taxes on their pensions, and also doing away with some tax cuts.
And very quickly, civil unions, it's been talked about a lot. How will the governor address this in the speech?
This will not be in the speech, and the reason I've heard from people in his office is that everyone knows Neil Abercrombie's views on civil unions, but his bills come out tomorrow, and there'll be a civil unions bill from the administration, which is sending, again, a signal that he's going to approve this, it will go into law. And there is another civil unions bill, but Abercrombie's will be different.
Denby Fawcett here with us this morning. And Denby, always good to see you. Thanks for joining us here in studio.
Oh, thank you so much. Glad to be here.
And if, of course, you want to see this interview again, you can always log on to our website and go to the morning section of KITV.com.